Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Ashley, and today we're going to talk about Bridgerton Season 4 chit chat video and theory. Let's go. I'm so excited for this new season. Okay, right off the bat, there is a lot happening. We have so much stuff happening. A lot of storylines are being crossed and brought in, brought out. We have a lot to focus on and a lot to keep track of, okay? But in this video, I'm just going to talk about the couple of things that I'm super most excited for and most excited to see. So as you can see here, we've got Benedict and Sophie time, more Pollen and Whistledown, Kate and Anthony are gone, more outfits and fashion, Eloise and Crane, and Kilmartin, Francesca, and Michaela Sterling. Y'all, I'm so excited. This is going to be an amazing season. Can they pull it off? I believe so, but it's going to be a lot to keep track of, a lot to refresh. If you haven't watched the last couple of seasons, maybe take a peek at those and then get into the newest season, which is literally this week. You guys, the newest season is going to drop. Part one is going to drop this week. I'm literally so excited. Okay, let's get into what I think is going to be the most amazing season ever. So, okay, first thing that I'm excited for, Pollen and more Whistledown content. Nicola, you are looking stunning in this pirate outfit. I cannot wait to see more costumes and more outfits for Bridgerton Season 4. I have been loving her in the teasers, in the Instagram. I think she's eating in this outfit. I cannot wait to see it in all its full glory when the season drops. So now, as we know in the timeline, she has been revealed as Lady Whistledown. Everyone knows who she is. I think we're still gonna see a lot from her, especially with the Queen working with her now. But I think the vibes are gonna be a bit different because she's no longer anonymous. You know, everyone knows she's Whistledown. That was a huge reveal and the huge mystery from the last season. But I think she'll still play a very big pivotal role within this season. And of course, now she's got a baby, she's a mother now. So we'll probably see Colin a bit and all the Featheringtons and all their glory. So I think it's gonna be a really fun time for the newest Mrs. Bridgerton and her Featherington family. Next, okay, Anthony and Kate. I think they're just completely gone now because by the end of the last time we saw this, they were literally saying let's go to India. And I think we had to get Mr. Yearning, Mr. Heavy Breathing, both of them just out of here because they literally knocked it out of the park with their season. Even though I will say for myself, Anthony was pissing me off the entire time in the books and in the show. But that's for a different video, which I will get into when I talk about all the books of Bridgerton, which I have read. So yeah, this video is gonna have a bit of spoiler alert. But this, just as a reminder, I'm pretty sure they're gone. But I think literally these two characters just have to be scooted to the side so that we can make some room for all the new drama that's gonna hit and for all the new characters that we will see in season 4. Okay, next up is the fashion. I want to see more fashion and honestly, maybe better fashion for season 4, might I say. So let's just review some of the screenshots from the last season. Okay, we saw good fashion, really good outfits, fun outfits. Now, I'm not a fashion degree major person. I'm not a historical fashion degree major person. I'm simply a pleb. I'm simply an enthusiast of Bridgerton. I love the series and I don't know, I don't have the background, I don't have the knowledge because I noticed on the internet some of the girls were being like, these outfits are ugly and they're also very out of place, which I agree. Even though the fashion was super amazing in season 1 and 2, it still fit the aesthetic of the world. And in season 3, they definitely kind of went farther than that. I grabbed, look right here, right? This one specifically. I grabbed this screenshot specifically because I don't like their outfits at all. I don't like their outfits, even though I love Francesca and she's got this whole thing with Crescent over here. It looks very out of place. Not so much costumey, but so fashiony in the sense that it's not really making as much sense in the world as how it used to in season 1 and 2. So I listened to some videos on Instagram about the girlies talking about that, and I have to agree. For example, in this screenshot, Penelope's dress is looking very fun, very beautiful, very, not historically accurate because there's no glitter and rhinestones back then, but, it's still in that style of the time, and so it still fits. This does not look as of the times, even though it's fashion. And you've got, I don't even know what they put Cressida in. It's floor length, so much tulle, and they have Eloise looking like, I don't know, like a Jedi. I saw people comparing her outfit to a Jedi outfit. I'm like, okay, I understand where they're coming from. It's not that these are terrible outfits. These outfits kind of look terrible though in this setting, in this world, because it's not in the correct style, such as this outfit here from Miss Penelope. So I'm not sure. Even in this one, okay, Cressida, I don't know what the hell they're putting Cressida in, but it was so much. The outfits for Cressida were going crazy with all of just the embellishments and the accessories and the detail. It was cool, but it was just so much of a bit of everything. And also, I feel like in season 3, maybe the wardrobe department was like, this is our chance. We're never gonna get a project like this ever again. We need to take out everything that we know and try to just put it into the show and just like push the boundaries even farther. Which I know for a fact they had so much fun making this show. Whoa, oh my god, they must be having a ball making this. But at the same time, sometimes some of these outfits are getting a little bit far. But I will say, with the main character being Penelope right here, looking in this gorgeous green dress. Wow, once they slapped her in that emerald green, oh my god, she was fucking gorgeous. She was so pretty with the styling, and the hair and the makeup was gorgeous. Okay, loved the outfits from her. Eloise had some really cute outfits too as well. Classic in her Bridgerton blue, and with her little details with the lace and all the appliques. I should also talk about the teasers. Okay, the teaser, I saw some internet talk about Eloise in her, I think it's like Joan of Arc type of outfit in the Instagram trailers. Some people were pissed. I think the history girlies and the fashion girlies and maybe even some of the theater girlies were really pissed about her outfit. I think because they care. I think they're pissed because they care. Me, when I saw it, I thought she looked fine. I thought she looked cute. It's fine. I look at her. I understand it. Okay, maybe it's simple. Maybe it's boring or bland or whatnot. I think she looks fine. Leave my girl alone. It's okay. It's fine. And the little setting that's supposed to be in is like a big masquerade ball. I think like everyone's supposed to like be something or whatnot. We have the not the Mormons. What are the Monts? This couple. You know what I'm talking about? They're dressed as like Egyptians. We have Penelope in a pirate outfit, and then we've got Eloise in her Joan of Arc outfit. Okay, they look cute, and it's very like lavish and very fun. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that's what I saw about the outfits. All right, so moving on. Okay, and speaking of which, we have Eloise and Crane. They are endgame. Okay, just so you know, they are endgame, and I cannot wait for them to get into their storyline. Okay, because this couple was my favorite book and my favorite couple. It was literally a slow burn romance. I won't get into it because that's for another video. But these guys are my favorite. Oh my god, I even have the book. I bought it. I bought a hard copy. Oh my god, I loved their storyline, and I'm so excited because I think that they said that in this season, part 1 or maybe part 2, we're gonna be teased with their relationship because Miss Eloise is with nobody right now. She's still single Pringle over here, right? She hasn't even met this guy over here. He's over here with Marina. You remember Marina? Okay, yeah, that's the same guy. He comes back because he's with Marina now, but that's not fully endgame. He is gonna be with her. They are gonna be together, and it's their storyline. Oh my god, I cannot wait till we roll up over here to Eloise and Crane's storyline, because you know this season is not about them. This season is about Miss Sophie Beckett and Mr. Benedict Bridgerton. Okay, it's not about them. They're not the main Bridgerton couple, but they will be there, and I cannot wait. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Okay, so another thing that I'm very excited for is this Kilmartin storyline. There has been a lot of discourse about this. Ooh, the discourse has been fierce, I must say. And kind of like exposing and weird. Don't be weird about it. Don't be weird about it. Because I read their book as well. I've read all the books. Okay. But we've got Miss Francesca Bridgerton with Lord Kilmartin right over here. Okay. Looking fine. Very cute. Very nice couple. But guess what? There's a little bit of something else in the water because we have Miss Michaela Sterling over here popping in at the end. Why is this significant? Okay, it's significant because Michaela Sterling in the books, you know, is Michael Sterling, all right? He's the guy. They took a guy and turned it into a girl. So in the show, it's a girl, all right? So obviously, there's going to be something going on right over here. And I'm for it. I don't care. It's going to be cool. It's going to be different. The thing is, Francesca, as we know from the show, right? Francesca's already married. And then at the very end, pops in Michaela. And everyone's like, it's a woman? What the fuck? And like, so at the very end, we realize it's a woman, right? And so if you're in the know about Francesca's storyline here, okay, you will know that Francesca, little spoiler, sorry, Francesca ends up with Michael instead of Lord Kilmartin up here. Here's the thing, Francesca's gonna go on her own little journey and storyline somewhere else. Now, I saw one point of contention was about like inheritance and getting, you know, money and maybe like a house and stuff like that, and being like, Michaela can't get the inheritance, because that like plays into a part of Francesca's storyline. And then another girly on the internet was talking about, hey, actually Michaela and the Kilmartin people are like Scottish, and in Scottish descendancy or something, you actually can have women get the inheritance, versus Francesca's family, very English, you know, all that inheritance is not passed to the women. However, loophole, Michaela's Scottish, the Kilmartins over here, they play a little differently, right? So as far as Francesca's storyline, we'll see how far they get into the little teasers or the overlap of the stories, because in the books, it's kind of like very laid out per Bridgerton sibling, but in the show they got to start overlapping they got to start like bringing people together because of ages and time lapses and like all that stuff. So her little story is going to be a little bit different, and I'm really excited to see how they might blend that in together, especially because Michaela's a little lady over here, and she's going to be with Miss Francesca over here. So I cannot wait for their little love story to eventually blossom, and we'll see where they take the really big plot point for Francesca and how they handle that. But I think they got it in the bag. They got this. You got this. Okay, boys and girls, if you've made it to this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. This is where you click away, because this is where I spoil everything about season 4 and what's about to happen. Not everything, but basically everything that happened in the book. Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of my book report of Benedict and Sophie, An Offer from a Gentleman. So at this point, thank you so much for watching. You may click away, because this point onwards, this is about the actual storyline of Benedict and Sophie, okay? Let's get into it. Things I am excited to see in season 4, Miss Sophie and Mr. Benedict. Okay, I'm gonna preface this. I'm a Sophie girl all the way. This season is not about Benedict. This season is about Sophie. Okay, same how people were a little kind of about the Pollen season, because really it's all about Penelope, Miss Lady Whistledown. Okay, it's all about Penelope and her awesome achievements, and Colin kind of being like a slump over there. Okay, this season is about Sophie and her journey. Okay, we just have Benedict over here being a little rich boy, and I will get into it when I show you my little book report that I just typed up really fast, okay? And I'm speaking kind of fast because it's past midnight, kind of tired. Okay, so let's get into this, right? So I just want to say over here, I had to look this up. I did forget a little bit, because, you know, each season we have a new girly debuting down the aisle to the queen, right? However, in this season, there is no Bridgerton girly doing her little debut thing, okay? The next girly for debut is Miss Hyacinth, but I think she's still not quite of age, technically. And now we've swapped back to the guy's storyline, which is Benedict Bridgerton over here. And so the girlies who are going down in their little debut dresses with their tall ostrich feathers and all that, blah, blah, is the Lee sisters. Rosamund Lee, who is the oldest, she's her over here, I think. And then we've got we've got Posy Lee. Okay, so we've got Rosamund and Posy, and also, okay, I read the book, right? Posy is kind of like okay. Rosamund's still kind of like a menace a little bit, but Posy's the youngest, so she's got a little bit more heart to her, right? And so this season for Benedict, we've got those two girlies going down their debut path, right? But as we know, Miss Sophie is not going to debut. She's not amongst like this little crowd. So how on earth did she end up with Mr. Bridgerton? Let's get into it. So this is the book. Yes, obviously, this is the book. Okay, so the book is called An Offer from a Gentleman. Focused on what Bridgerton? Yes, the second eldest brother, Benedict Bridgerton. He's kind of like the artsy one, kind of like the little wild child, kind of like kissing both ways, as we saw in the show. This is the kind of okay but kind of ugly Netflix book cover. This is a really cute, tasteful, fun, more original cover that's not like Netflix branded. So this season does revolve around Bridgerton, and it's got really juicy plot points. And just so you know, it's this whole Cinderella love story, okay? Now, highlights include Cinderella story time. Sophie is a very hard worker, right? Trifling stepmother and stepsisters, annoying. Oh my god, they piss me off. Okay. Benedict is kind of like, he's kind of a dreamer, and he's also kind of annoying. I say this from a book perspective, right? We have not seen how they're gonna lay things out in the show. I say all of this from I read the book type of perspective. So yeah, Benedict's annoying in this one, okay? Now, of course, we have Violet Bridgerton, the mother, and she has some really great moments in the book. Yes, Violet, I love you, amazing. And we, of course, we have Sophie and the Bridgerton girls. There's some moments, there's some bonding amongst the girlies. You know, she does work for them, but you know, they're still bonding. They like her. They like Sophie. The girls in the Bridgerton household like Sophie, okay? She's really, they're friends. They're friends. And in addition, there is some spice to this book, but their book is much more a book with a little bit of spice. It's not a spicy book, you know, there's a difference. But their book, I would put it at 2 out of 10 for the spice level. It's much more about the plot and the journey. It's not so much about the yearning and the heavy breathing. Okay. I'm gonna just read this to you. Sorry, I'm gonna be a bad college professor and read off of my PowerPoint. But this is my essay. Okay, this is my essay that I did. This is my book report for An Offer of a Gentleman. And I just wanna lay all my thoughts out here to you guys, just so you know what you're gonna get into, okay? Or what's gonna be close to what you're gonna get into. And I'm very proud of my little essay, so I'm gonna read it to you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna hold my laptop so it's easier. So, a book report by Ashley, An Offer from a Gentleman. Benedict is a besotted bitch with this illusion of a woman from a party that happened like 2 years ago, okay? And poor Sophie has been going through this entire Cinderella story with her hardworking life and piece of shit stepsisters. It's quite a gripping read because you root very hard for Sophie, and Benedict is kind of just like this delulu sap of a man, and there's this whole like suppressed feelings situation where Benedict is like, he's kind of being annoying as hell and asking Sophie to basically, you know, be his mistress, being like, oh, I'm so thinking about you, and I think you're so pretty, and I really like you. And the entire time, it's literally like, no, I'm not gonna marry you because, you know, you're a servant. But I'm still very much obsessed with you. And I definitely like Sophie more in this story because she's a very hardworking woman. She knows like her worth. She's very self-aware about her status in this situation, in this life, in this time period as a woman, of being like of servant status. You know, she looks out for herself and she's very whip crack smart as hell. I love Sophie. Oh my god. Honestly, Sophie's story was just like, it's all about her. Okay. And Benny, he was just being really annoying on the side. All right. And I love Sophie so much. She's so smart and so talented. Even though she does have some daddy issues, a little bit of past life trauma, you know, they cover that pretty well in the book, but she really, really wants like this loving family so badly and loves the Bridgertons. They really become friends and have this bond and literally lives, well, I mean, she lives as their maid, like their lady in waiting, okay? But the Bridgertons like love her very, very much. And in the end, where it's like the ending, all the finale, all the pieces sort of fall in place, and the ending is so thrilling and satisfying for the book, I would definitely give this a read. I loved it so much. There was so much like justice, just hilarious justice, like haha, yeah, fuck you, like fuck yeah moments. It was so fun. And that also includes Violet Bridgerton because she comes in swinging. Ooh, I love Mama Bridgerton. And Benedict and Sophie, they have this love and attraction that just like builds, and they get to build up together, and it's just really a funny and very like eye-catching story. And they definitely play well into the whole Cinderella trope and sort of use it to their advantage. You know, they kind of put their Shondaland sprinkle pizzazz into it. But I really loved reading the story. It was like simple, sweet, very satisfying, very, very cute. Oh my gosh. And even though at the very beginning, trigger warning, okay, Benedict is like this artsy talent student. He's, you know, his art isn't really highlighted that much. It's kind of like more low-key in the book, but it's supposed to be that thing where it's like, Sophie really notices how talented he is and how like his family doesn't really notice his art talent and all that. And there's also a moment where Sophie like saves him from a fever and things like that. Oh, and at the beginning, this is technically how they meet. Okay, Sophie's being her working girl self, but she runs into well, no, I think she gets like surrounded by these party frat guys and almost gets like essayed and R'd by them, like kind of dangerous, right at the start sort of the book. Benedict sort of swoops in, helps her out a bit. Okay, just in the book, Sophie is just so headstrong and really smart, and I really loved her character, and like I really enjoyed seeing her development and how they sort of portrayed her mentally and just her perspective of how she viewed the world, because she is our female main protagonist, but you know, she's not from the rich life, at least not originally, right? And so we're watching adult Sophie go through her adult life in this world, you know, and period of time where it's not as advantageous for women, especially if you're not super fucking wealthy. So I would say Sophie is definitely like the very grounded one, and Ben is like the Delulu rich Bridgerton boy. And okay, so the reason why I give this book spice level like only 2 out of 10, I would say it's not enough. Like by the time I read this book and got to it, I was kind of used to like, oh, okay, these are like adult books with some adult scenes. But when we get to Offer from a Gentleman, there's not that much, I will say. It's definitely more plot driven and not too much spice. You know, there is attraction and desire and like crushing, and like they really move it through the plot, but there's not a lot of spice here. You know, it's very like serious book because we've got a very serious, down to earth female main character, and we've got this like lost in his head type of boy character, Benedict Bridgerton, but they really ties it all well together. Okay, so that is it. That is literally all the Bridgerton lore I want to dump on you guys for now. It's literally, you've made it to the end of my PowerPoint. Yes, let's go, more Bridgerton. Let's go watch some Bridgerton right now. I literally cannot wait for season 4. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, okay? So you can see more from me, Ashley, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all!